What's up, MVers out there? Coming back with another video again. This video here was actually part of my sneak preview exclusive that I got coming up. It was going to be at the tail end of that. That's going to be a long video, so I figured a lot of people, or some people, may not get through the whole thing, and they might miss out on this. So I think it deserved a separate video, even though I'm going to touch on it in my exclusive. But I'm gonna do it right here as a separate video. The way this technique here is gonna work. Some people, especially older MV owners, kind of use this, but some may not. Basically, to dive in this real quick, it's going to be on kicks and snares, since kicks and snares are usually the backbones of your beats. What I'm going to do is, on pad 1, I'm going to always put a kick. On pad 2, a snare. And I'm going to build my beat on one track. Now I threw something together real quick. Okay. That's it. Now, when I'm building patches, now a lot of people will go back and forth between, should I just chop a break up and leave it as a patch? Or should I do like all snares, all kicks, all hats, kind of individual thing? I tend to do both depending on what I'm doing. And this is one workflow here with the kicks and snares. Now I built the pattern, like I said, kick drum on 1, snare on 2. I have the MV Kick Creator. There's a program for Mac called, I think, 2000 XL something or other, and there's another one for PC, the MPC editor or something like that. And this works great if you have those types of programs, because you can build patches really quick. Now, what I like to do is put all my kicks on on odd number pads, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 on up. All my snares on the evens, 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do you appreciate? All the way up. What that allows me to do is, once I build my pattern, once I have that patch built, like I said, all kicks on odds, all snares on evens. What it allows me to do is do this here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the whole pattern. I'm going to hit play. Then I'm just going to right click on anywhere on the screen. I'm going to hit 1 twice really quick, so that's 11. I'm going to hit transpose. I'm going to make the transpose +2, and I'm going to hit execute. Now let me stop there real quick. Basically what I'm doing is I'm using the transpose to swap samples, to swap drum hit samples. And I'm going to go all on up through the patches so you can hear what that sounds like. And you can do this really quickly. Now let me stop that. I use this technique when I'm chopping up breaks. Just to get the kick and the snare, and I use this for like what I would call like bread and butter kicks and snares that are gonna be like your go-to kicks and snares. You should have like a patch just full of your go-to ones, just to see what they sound like against a pattern. Um, and you should also do a patch or two or three or however many with just snares and with just kicks and with just hi-hats. Like I said, you should do both. But this works. This technique is for when you have separate patches, like I said. But you should always have at least one with your bread and butter kicks and snares together. You see how I'm doing it? It takes a second to do. Okay, that's the end of that. I mean, it's a quick button combination. This is like I said, it's a right click on the mouse. It's one really quick, enter, and then you hit enter again, and that's how you do it. But I'm at the end now, so I'll go backwards. And the way that you check where you're at, you just hit the event editor and tell you you're at pad 6.1 and pad 6.2. Now say you wanted to switch up a different kick with a different snare. You right click on the track. You would, no, My fault. Right click over here. You would go to split note, separate tracks. Alright, you have two separate tracks here. You got the kick and you got the snare. Let's say you wanted to switch the snare. You highlight it, the same thing. You'd right click, transpose. I'm going back down, so -2. As you can see in the event editor, the snare is 5/8 and the kick is 6/1. That's the pad bank and pad it's on. Oops. Now say you wanted to switch the kick. It's the same thing. Highlight it out. Play. Right click. Till you find a combination you want. Now that's going by twos because of the way I set it up. Now say you have a patch with all snares. You would just change the part out on the snare track, and then when you go to do your transposition, oops, you go do the transposition. If it's all kicks or all snares, you would go plus or -1 depending which way you were going through the pad banks, because they would all be kicks and they would all be snares. So I hope you get that. When they're all one thing, you can go through it +1. When you do it, when you set it up originally with kicks and snares on the first track, that's why you set it up with the kick on 1, the snare on 2, and then the whole patch 3 kick, snare 4. You get it? Hope that makes sense. That's why it's plus or -2. When you get something you like, if you wish to go back to how it was, you would click right click on the track, merge tracks 3 and 4. And when you click your event list, oops, wrong track. When you click your event list editor, you see that my kick is on 5/11, and my snare is 5/8. That's if you wish to go back to one track. So that's pretty much how, you know, I go through the workflow with kicks and snares and finding ones that I like. Just to recap, like I said, kick on the 1, snare on the 2, and the same way throughout. It helps if you have a computer editor like the MV Kick Creator or the MPC editor or the MPC 2000 XL program on the Mac, that you can just drag and drop those things. And like I said, it's always useful to have patches with just snares and patches with just kicks or whatever. Now you can get creative with this. Let's say you did some patches that You pulled off of some breaks. There are 3 different hi-hats in it, and an open hi-hat. You can set, pad 1, 2, 3, 3 different hi-hats, and 4 is the open hi-hat. And you would just continue on the same way through all the banks in groups of 4s. Then when you transpose, you would transpose in groups of 4s. Say you wanted to do 6 different hi-hats and 2 different open hi-hats. You would set it up the same way throughout all the pads. That way you'd have them grouped in 8s, and you'd have 12 different sets of hi-hats and open snares, open hi-hats. So you can get creative with the way you set it up. But I think that's it. Stay tuned for my exclusive sneak preview. It's a unnamed technique that I'll drop the name on. It's actually a technique that I held close to the vest for a while, and I'm gonna finally put it out there. I've actually only shared it with like a handful of people, but I'm gonna put it out there for everybody. I think you're gonna dig it. There's something in there for everybody in this technique that's coming up. It's gonna be long, so I need another week or so to get it out there, but just stay tuned. I hope this has some use for you. Hope it helps at least one person out. I've done my job if it helps at least one person, if they can use it. If not, it's archived for myself, because a lot of these techniques I do just so I can reference them again, because a lot of the stuff I forget. The MV's so deep and whatnot. So I got video archives of stuff that I've kind of figured out that I can go back to if need be. But with that, this is going on long enough, and wax, and I'm out. Holla.